And welcome to the show. We got another cast battle. Let me flip the script, more or less, and talk about what we got going on right here. Now, this is going to be a quick one. I just wanted to see, because I'm kind of curious what the difference is in the SV boost and then the MK9 with the deep spool. So that is the line. If you remember right, I did the, and if you haven't watched that video, go back and check it out. There's actually a couple of them. I put the Zillion SV boost, went up against the MGL30 and Aldebaran, and basically beat it on both ends of the spectrum. The littlest baits, which we did, I think it was only a 2-gram bait, all the way up to 3/4 ounce. And on both ends of the spectrums, this beat the Shimano. Daiwa SV Boost beat the Shimano MGL spools, basically. So I'm going to put this spool up against, just so we'll get a rough idea of how well these AliExpress, this is the, if you guys remember right, the kind of the Lingle variant, the MK9, which is basically the same frame as Lingle, different braking, but we're going to shoot it out here. We're going to start with this guy. It struggles with this. I've been out here casting it, but I haven't even thrown it with this. First time I put line on it. And if you remember right from the MGL30 run, that's the exact line that a MGL30 will hold. That is actually the line off of the MGL30. So I'm going to put you guys on the chesty, and hang on here. Now I'll put you guys on the chesty. I had to deal upside down. So we've got wind just like yesterday. I did a little shootout. So when you're dealing with wind, you just got to deal with wind. It's like a normal casting type deal, right? And here comes the bus. Hi, everybody. How many kids? Should I hit the bus? Let's just see if we can hit the bus. Nope, we didn't hit it. Here it comes. Oh, look who it is. We're live. Say hi. Vanessa's fresh out of school. Did you learn anything today?
No.
Other than you got to wear a mask even if you don't want to or not. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
So what are you doing?
High school dropout.
High school dropout. You better. You ain't. No. All right. So here we go. This after-school special is brought to you by. Here we go. The wind is blowing, but we can do it. Whoa. Believe it or not, it hit the road and it hit something behind me as I cast it. And we are using, I guess I didn't even talk about that. This is my favorite rod, Teton 661. Caught my personal best largemouth on it. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's like in 3 different videos. Hey, it's gonna be in 2 or 3 different more before, maybe more than that. So I'm struggling, I'll be honest. I'm struggling. I'm set at 3 and just over 3. And we're struggling with that bait. So if I can get this backlash out, I mean, this will be a perfect example of why I use braid, if I can get it out. There's not a backlash you can't get out. Now, I might not be able to do it in a quick enough time in a live stream, but I will get it out. And another thing we will be able to test if I can get this backlash out, you kind of look for the one that got caught the most. And get it over here to me. Pull them all out. See there? Oh, you guys couldn't even see it. I snuck it in on you how I did it. But anyway, we'll also be able to cast or test these handles, and I'll talk more about that later. Okay, so this guy, remember that one, that's 1.7 grams. It struggles to get to the street. And that's one I've been out here trying to get it to go further, and trust me, it just won't. But it's not really nowhere near designed for that, a deeper spool, even if you put braid and not a lot on it. So let's jump right to 4 grams. I think it was it the 4 grams that it did real good, the shallow spool. It comes with 2. If you don't know about the MK9, look it up. It's actually Lure Star. No, wait, is that right? Lure Star? No, I don't know. Check out the unboxing video. I can't remember the exact name of this reel now. What it's under. I know there's 2 that look just alike. This one and then more like a Casking Zephyr version. Whoa! It did not like that at all. Well, as much as I like the shallow spool this thing comes with for casting, it felt pretty good. Now I know I got lightweight baits, but this thing is starting to not really look or feel that good. with this spool. But we're getting ready to try like a standard, more of a regular size bait. But I just wanted to get an idea. I'm gonna go up one more with those brakes. One click more. Let's see if I can get a freaking cast out of this thing. There we go. All right. I guess one click, it was just a little too loose trying to throw that lighter bait. So it's about 3.5 is right where it's at now. And it's hitting just across the street, so it is almost 70 feet. And I can feel it, it's on the verge of wanting to come undone. So I'm gonna call that good. And I hope I don't hit the neighbor's house. Neighbors are actually out in their car. I'll have to stop it if I come close, but. So we went from not 50 feet, probably only like 45 to, remember that, 45, close to 50, well, you know, close to 50, but 45 average. Every once in a while I get close to 50 to about 70. And that is 1.6, that's 4 grams. This is roughly 6 grams. So not a huge difference, but sometimes when you get to the, especially like this size, 6 grams and under, a gram or two goes a long way. Now you get into like a ½ ounce bait and you add or take away a gram, it's not that big a deal. You probably couldn't even hardly tell. So let's see if I can leave the brakes alone though and cast this bait. And I'll have to watch the neighbors and not hit their house. I cast down. I'm too nervous. I wish they'd leave. I want to hit their house. I'm not gonna break a window or nothing. Just gonna bang it off the side. That's their garage anyway. Right? Yeah, we don't care. I can feel it not doing something right. Like it's hitting just, that's right where the other bait got, the smaller bait. So before I switch out of this, I'm gonna do a little test just to show you guys. I want you guys to try to count it down for me. So I need to cast about the same distance. Okay, so there we just hit the sidewalk. Sidewalk is about 75 feet, so it's not getting a bunch further with that few grams extra. But I want to show you something. I'm going to start reeling. I'm going to use the long handle. This is the handle that is basically 90 millimeter and then like just under 70. So we're going to see how fast I can reel it in. I'm not going to reel crazy fast. I'm going to try to go the same speed with both, and we'll see how fast it takes to get this one in. You guys see how fast I'm going? Okay. Remember that. That was a long one. Oh my God, it's another neighborhood watch meeting. If it's not the guy here with the snow blower or the leaf blower, it's these neighbors. You guys know you don't work. Get back in your houses. And I knew it, of course. So I can tell you, after what I've just witnessed here, this is no SV boost spool. This is no MGL spool by far, because the settings are so, you got to like adjust it and all that kind of stuff. That did not go as far. So yeah, I'm struggling just to throw in regular baits. I know I could go a little bit tighter, but I was actually close to where I was on the, I'm gonna hit that kid. I'm gonna hit him right in the head, knock his mask off. Hang on, watch this. I'm gonna nail him. No, I didn't. Okay, well, I don't know. Let's try a little handle. I'm actually trying to go slower, but it feels like I'm reeling it faster. Do you guys see the ease? Let's try that again. Yeah, it's definitely sucking. I'm gonna crank the brakes up one more notch. As cool as I thought this reel was, and I guess it technically is with that other spool, this spool sucks. But that's with low end stuff. Imagine if you crank the brakes up, fill it full of line, maybe. Actually, it should get worse. The more line you put on it, the faster it wants to unspool and will backlash, is what I've usually found. But we went up a click in the brakes. But it's not going anywhere. It's not getting any crazy distance. It's just, I don't know. Cannot say that I like this spool. I can't even get one across the street with 6 grams. There we go, finally. All right, Do you guys remember where this thing went? I don't know if you can see how it almost looks like I'm reeling faster, but I'm trying to go the same speed. Okay, now we're about the same distance. Now I'll try to go with this one. Yeah, I can already tell you when I'm trying to reel it in, it is definitely an easier thing to just reel in like no resistant baits with that short handle. Feels way better. But this is ridiculous. This thing is stupid. I'm telling you guys right now, if this was the only spool that this reel came with, I would have to call it a no, but I was doing real good with that other one. So let's just crank this baby down to where I can't backlash it. I'm gonna throw it freaking hard. And I don't know. Now it's not backlashing, but it has no distance. Yeah, I can't even go now as far as I was going with the other bait, so. Still gonna be testing this crank out. But we're done testing this spool. This spool, oh look, I covered it up. In all honesty, this spool for me is a no. I'd almost swear I was out here casting around the reel I just got rid of, the Charles. I'd swear I like that spool better as far as just, I only had it about half spooled also. And I was I throwing this guy? I don't know, I think I was. I don't know, I don't like that spool for that. I'll try it like with, regular size baits. I'm gonna put it on something at some point possibly and try it like, half-ounce baits and just see what I feel. But that little thing I did right there felt stupid, not good. Hopefully maybe it's something in the air. Let's try this reel. I mean, I didn't expect it to stick with this guy, but I thought it would feel good. I thought I would like some of it, but because it's pretty light spool. I think if you go by how light it is, I think that spool is lighter than the MGL spool. So is the MGL spool lighter than this? I can't remember now. I weighed the MGL spool the other day just because the line was off of it. I think it was when Charles was here, I was showing him that reel and we weighed the spool. And I was like, well, look, the MGL spool is heavier, and it was. Holds way less line if you fill them to the capacity. All right, now I've got nice enough weather. I'm gonna hurry up with this one, and I'm gonna try to come back today and come out here. That ain't the one I had on. And I haven't decided yet. I'm either gonna come out here with one reel and a few different ultralight rods and do like a kind of a rod test with probably one of these, see which rod, if like that I have, or if it's a softer tip rod or a stiffer tip ultralight can cast further, something like that. I haven't decided yet. I'm just kind of out here playing. I got nice weather. It's nice to be out, right? So bringing you guys along for the ride. You guys can kind of see what I got going on here. And I know that snap, I just use the snap because then it keeps everything about the same. But you would definitely, you would want a little bit bigger snap for the hook size, basically for the hook size. Because what you're going to be yanking to set that hook, I wouldn't chance that's the smallest snaps I have. I wouldn't chance that. But like this guy, even this guy is fine with a little bitty, that 000 or whatever it is, that little snap. We'll say, well, even I'll use 10-pound test sometimes. I just set my drag real loose. You guys always hear me saying, oh, that drag's way too loose. Because usually I had it on a lighter rod or throwing a lighter bait. And then when I put it on something bigger or bigger bait, I forget to readjust the drag. And it's like, whoa, that's way too loose. So here we go. Should I double check this thing? Or I don't even remember where it's set for this. Because I had the little one. We got it on 4. I should be able to go down to 3, but we'll leave it at 4 for right now. We'll see what it does. Okay, on 4, didn't backlash, but it didn't quite hit the street. I didn't throw it real hard though. So let's see. Okay, a foot out into the street, no backlash. That's on 4. I'm gonna go back to 3. If you remember right, this spool, it liked it on 3, and I think I even went down to 2 with this bait. But then when I put that other, or what did I go to 2? Oh no, what did I do? I think it liked, I can't remember now, but I know it liked it with this spool. It likes it on 3 is where I was out doing all my different, with the 2 gram. Yeah, I think with the, when I was doing it against the versus the MGL, number 3 setting is where it lived on. Okay, so we are a few feet out in the street. If you remember right, this bait right here, we can only get to the middle of the street with our best efforts and our best setup with 10-pound braid. This is 10-pound braid too. A little more line, but it still is less than you would normally use. But I wanted to find that out too. But we're almost, oh, we are almost right where the, now this rod probably throws it better. It's a 6'6", not a 5'6" or 6-foot rod. But I had a 6-foot ultralight. That's what I was throwing the Shimano Conquest with yesterday. The Allure Killer. Hang on. Oh, I got a little overboard. I think I may have let it hit first. But I'd say this is only a foot or so off of the what the Shimano Conquest can do. There we go. That's probably 52, maybe 53 feet. So that shot right there has me convinced if they would just put this SV Boost on a BFS spool. Now Charles, he's already trying to talk me into it. Charles was over here and I was showing him this stuff because I don't think he'd seen this reel yet. So what Charles tells me, oh, it almost had a fluff, but I'm gonna go show you guys this. Hopefully you just saw this. I mean, hopefully you'll take my word for it. I'm out here just jacking around. Figure I'll show you guys. So that shot, now I'm not saying I'll make it every time, but this is out in the middle of the road. And hopefully you guys can see the bait. See the bait right there? I'll try to move it. I pull it, the line stuck somewhere back there. But our bait is right there, and right in here, yeah, there it moved. Only about a foot or so further is where I can consistently get with the, now I was throwing those on 5'6" ultralights. Because the downside to what I'm doing right now, throwing this, is I'm not saying you can't. I'll try to show you this. I'll try to get where you can see. Maybe you can see, I don't know where you can see that at. I guess out where we were out in the road. Hang on a second. I don't like the 661 for the little creeks and streams because in my mind, I know you can do it, but it's almost overkill. You can see I'm throwing these baits, but just for, I don't know, I guess fun factor, it's almost an overkill of a rod for me. Like the 632 or the 522 SUL are my preferred choice for throwing little baits like this and that little bit smaller water. You know you're going to catch little fish. Your biggest fish, I think the biggest fish we've caught is like a pound and a half or 2. Well, probably a pound and a half. So, but that was, I guess maybe I have to come out here and do a little shootout with that on that exact rod. But that's pretty crazy. So we're going to go up one. Now that was on setting 3, and that's where it seems to live by. I'm trying to remember what I set it on 2 for. Maybe I had it set on 2 with this and less line. That's when we were using the exact line that like a Black Knight 2 holds, which is not a lot for this reel. But that was on the, and I think that was on the other spool. No, that was this. Was that this spool? I can't remember now. Do you guys remember, or was that the new one I just got? Let's see what this guy does. Okay, we cleared the sidewalk, so that is almost 80 feet. So yeah, this right here smokes that other one. Kind of just like it does with the MG. I'm telling you guys right now. And I guess we should talk about that technology real quick. But that's a smoker. This spool, it's legit. For those of you that are like, well, I don't know about the old SV boost, because it doesn't really, it's not boosting it. I guess I should explain that to you, to me, to whoever cares to know. I'm not even gonna throw this one because we smoked that dude. No comparison with that spool. Still a good reel, $75. Technically, you can almost get 4 of these for the cost of one of these, but one of those is legit. And I guess I want to talk about that because I was talking about this with Charles. And I don't know if anybody's really done a lot of talking about it, but you know me, I like to talk. So before I end this video and we go, you'll see me out here something later today casting another one. I want to talk about the SV Boost real quick. Let me move this camera just a little where I can see what I'm actually doing here. So if you've watched the reel test, he's the only guy I've really seen talk about it. And I was trying to show Charles. So you got SV Boost is the fact that this, and most of your Daiwas have a spring and it comes out. Like there's not a double stage. Whatever pressure you're feeling here, the tension just kind of carries on out, right? Well, on this SV Boost, you can feel a stiffer spring and then a little light spring. That's a little ding, that's light. That's kind of what the SV are normally. So then you got this. Now here's what's happening. I don't consider this a SV Boost. It's kind of like freaking Ford with their EcoBoost. The thing's got a freaking turbo on it. Like, what do you guys, come on now. But here's my theory and what I consider this to be like, where some of you may understand it. Consider casting more like, so your initial, when you're gonna cast hard, as soon as that rod bends and you, right before you let go of the spool, that's kind of like at the drag strip, right when you nail it, right? You've seen the dragsters in slow motion, that tire squats down, and there's that split second between that thing being hooked up or it just burns out, right? So you kind of have a traction control. Well, that's my theory, and that's what this is. You know, if you rear back, you cast too hard, guess what happens? Backlash, just like burning out, right? Burn rubber. Too much power, blew it up, right? Well, that's what this Boost, not the SV part. The SV is just makes it easy to cast, a little shallower spool, lightweight, all that kind of stuff. The Boost that they're talking about is actually like you would have a traction control. So say I got it set and I'm doing normal, just casting, not hard, and then I rear back and I cast a real hard one. Well, then that spring, because it takes a lot of force to push that out, but as soon as you spool that up and the momentum, you know, force, it kicks it out, instantly braking, slowing it down even more. So that is why, for me, especially because I'm the kind of person that I do that. I will either turn and cast right into maybe the wind, or what I usually do is, and we've all done it, you get excited, you have a normal casting, you know, action that you do under normal conditions. Then you see something blow up, you know, a little ways up that is probably technically even out of your range, but you're going to try it anyway, right? So you rear back and you let it have it. What happens normally? Backlash, fluffs up, something stupid happens. And I think that's the biggest thing that this helps keep from. But once you have it, and you kind of have that in your head that you know you've got it set pretty good, but then you know you can come out here and you can let it have it, right? You can come back and, like, I cast that thing hard. Oh shoot, it almost went in the neighbor's yard. But I don't know if you guys can hear the sound that that's making. That is only a 4-gram bait, and it launches it. It like takes off. Like, honestly, I feel this SV Boost spool only basically half spooled up. And a lot of you be like, oh, well, it throws everything out of whack. Not really. It changes your gear ratio a little, but I've got the 8.5 to 1. So yeah, it's making it a little bit lower. It's more like a probably 7.5 or 7.8, or maybe an 8 to 1 or whatever. So it changes that part on the retrieve. the only thing it does for the casting, instead of having whatever this is, 34 or whatever millimeter, it basically makes it like a 32, or like it's not that big of a deal. And I have yet to try this spool totally full, and I may do that, and I'll probably just leave this line on and I don't know, get maybe the Black Knight 2 line or something and put on it, you know, to where it's almost full, because it's not a long ways away. You know, it's not a long ways off. But I'm telling you right now, every time I come out and test or mess with this thing, it just seems better and better. And I watched the real test video and somebody comment on there. Every time I watch this, it's like an advertisement for Shimano, which I thought was funny because the dude is clearly not sponsored by Shimano. He has no, well, he may have stock in Shimano, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. He likes Shimano. I like all of it. Right now I'm liking this. This is kind of like the lingo. Every time I get out and cast it, I just like it. It makes me like it more. I think it looks better, and overall it's a better reel. Kind of, you know, looks like the lingo, but it's a good looking reel. Everything about it I like. The only thing I don't like about it, the price tag, $280, because I want another one. It's well worth that. But I'm just saying, I would like it better if it was lingo prices and the lingo variants like the MK9, 75 bucks. I'd be tickled to death. All right, guys, hope you liked that video. Like I said, stay tuned. I will be coming, well, maybe right back today, because I'm definitely out here. I'm out here till my fingers start freezing. It feels good right now. It's almost 50 degrees, but I'm out on this video. If you liked it, if you got any questions, comment below. Stay tuned. Got a lot more coming. Oh, yeah, Jay, the magnets, they're in the mail. Just dropping off at the post office. You ought to be lucky that I stopped by because it was so nice. I wasn't going to stop. So anyway, if you have any questions, go to the real test and ask him. I'm tired of answering questions. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be right back at some point. Oh, boy, where's that little thing? There it is.